Hey, it's the Refined Reseller. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'd like to share with you some ideas, some strategies, some tips on how to buy in bulk at estate sales and garage sales. That's right, how to buy a lot of the same items when you see them at those types of sales. So please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and let's get started. The first items I'd like to tell you about are from this estate sale that I went to about 2.5 months ago. I went to this house. This lady was a hoarder, and she bought a lot of items on QVC. I did make a video about that, and you can check out that video by clicking the link right above. I think you'll find it quite interesting. Anyway, I purchased almost 200 women's jackets. Most of them were hardly worn at all. Some of them were new with tags, so I got almost 200 of those. I also got 50 women's wigs. They were new in the box. They were for an older woman, but they were new. They were in the box, so I bought 50 of those. I also got 50 cross-stitch kits. Picked those up, new in the box. And I ended up getting some loungers. Women's wear, my grandmother wore them, but they called them muumuus. So a lounger or a muumuu, I got about 50 of those items. So all totaled, I got about 350 items at this one estate sale. I was able to buy everything that I put my hands on, everything that I wanted to. She had a price on every item. I went up to the counter. I gave her a pretty lowball offer, and she accepted it because I was getting everything out of her house. So let me tell you about what I did with them. Concerning the jackets, I started listing those at $39.99, and I listed about 60 of them. Now, these jackets are made by Indigo Moon, which is, I believe, a QVC product, also by Bob Mackie, and there were also some jackets by Chico's. I'm sure you're probably familiar with that brand. So anyway, I put about 60 of them for sale, had them listed for about a week at $39.99, and I sold one of them. So, I'm thinking, well, that's not good. So I'm going to need to lower the price. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put it at $19.99, our best offer, and see what happens. So fortunately, they started to sell. And I sold a number of these jackets in the last couple of weeks. Again, I listed them for $19.99. I sold some of them at full price. I've taken some offers on some other ones, but they're starting to sell. I have almost 300 of them, so that's good news. I also purchased these cross-stitch kits, and you know what's going on right now. I think people are staying home. They're playing board games. They're building puzzles, and maybe they're also making cross-stitch kits. So there were 50 of these, and I sold quite a few of them. I think I have sold probably half of them, and I have gotten as much as $34 for just one kit. Most of them are of animals. There are some ones that are of flowers. I also have some that are religious themed, some that just have some sayings. I have listed some of these in a lot and sold 7 or 8 at a time for a decent price. But again, I have 50 of them. I've sold half of them, so it's going quite well with those particular items. Now let's get to the wigs. These wigs, again, are for an older woman. They are new in the box. They are Paula Young wigs. I put these up for $39.99. I have 50 of them, and I've sold about 12 of them. Let's see, I have taken some offers, so they're not all selling for $39.95, but they are selling. And finally, I have these loungers. My grandmother wore these. They were called muumuus. I got about 50 of these as well. I'm selling them for $15.99, our best offer, and I have sold a handful of these. So, to make a long story short, I have over 300 items. So far, I've sold 52 of those items, and I've already profited over $600. 350 items, I've sold 50, I have 300 left, and I've already made over $600. So that's a good deal. All right, next I would like to talk to you about something that I normally don't buy, and those are CDs and DVDs. However, I got to this garage sale a while back. The lady had 3 containers full of CDs. I started looking through them. They had some, kind of rare ones, I would say. They had some punk rock CDs. There were some praise and worship CDs, a lot of rock and roll CDs, some jazz CDs, and they also had some country CDs. She had about 300 of them, so again, I kind of lowballed her. She accepted it, and I took home 300 CDs. So I started selling them. So here's the story on that. I had the CDs that were the punk rock CDs. Those sold quite quickly. I had some by Ice House. I sold each of those for, I think, $12 or $13 each. I had 5 or 6 of those. The praise and worship CDs went pretty fast as well. I was able to sell those individually. I did have some rock and roll CDs that I put, in a lot, like 10 at a time, and I'd sell them for $13 or so. I sold some of those. I also had some country, and I would group those, like I do country female singers, then I would do the male country singers. I would put those in groups of 10 and sell those as well. So here's the story on the CDs. I bought about 300 of them, and so far I have sold, let me just make sure I have this number right because I have it written here on a sheet of paper. I have sold 137 of the CDs, and I have made in profit $941. And I still have more than 150 left. Most of those are grouped in lots of 10 because they're pretty common CDs. I mean, we used to have stuff like Garth Brooks, and you have, country singers like that. Then on the rock and roll side, you have Bob Seger, or you have like the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I have some of those. They're very common, and so you're not going to really sell those individually. You have to put them in groups and sell them that way. So that's what I'm doing, and I've already made $900 off of the CDs. Now, just the other day, I had a neighbor move in right down the street from me, and she had a truck full of boxes, and she was leaving. I tapped on her window, and I just, kindly asked her, "Hey, what you got in your truck?" She says, "Well, I just got some stuff. I'm taking it to another warehouse. Some of the stuff I'm going to throw away." So I'm thinking, well, listen, you want to sell some of it? She goes, "Yeah, I'll sell some of it to you." So I took a quick look, and she had some DVDs. She had 3 boxes. So I said, "Look, would you take $20 for the DVDs?" And she said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So I got all 3 boxes home. I had more than 200 DVDs, and I paid $20 for them. So I started looking through them. They had some kind of, again, unusual, hard to find CDs. They had one that was titled Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Let me say that again. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I put that one up. I saw that one CD for $20, and it paid for everything that I bought. So I had 200 DVDs left. So far, I've sold 40 of the DVDs, and my profit is $275. Now, a lot of those DVDs, what I did was I put them in lots of 10. I would do like a comedy DVD set. I do a romance set. I do an action set, a horror set in lots of 10. And I'm selling those from anywhere from $9 all the way to, let's say, $15. So again, I've sold 40 of the DVDs. I've made $275. And I still have 160 of those DVDs left. So again, buying in bulk, works really well for me. Recently, I went to a business that had gone out of business. They sold security systems, fire alarms, and that type of stuff. They had about, they had a warehouse. It wasn't full by any means, but they still had some items that were left. I was able to find 150 items that were new in the box. Some of them I knew what they were. Other ones I really didn't know, but they were new in the box. So again, I grouped everything together, asked for a deal, and I got a deal, and they're starting to sell. And here's some of what I've sold. Like I sold this fire alarm. It sold for, $9, I believe, and I have 15 of these. I sold these 2 fire alarm systems. I have some more of these. I sold some stuff that has to do with the operation of alarm systems, and I've sold some of these as well. So they're really starting to sell. I'm pretty confident I'm going to eventually, over a period of time, sell most of those that I bought. So anyway, that's like 4 examples of things that I bought at estate and garage sales in bulk. I got it for a very, very low price, and I'm doing quite well. I'm putting a lot of money in my pocket. So always keep an eye out for items that are similar at estate sales and garage sales. Group everything together, take it to the counter or where you're going to pay out, and make them an offer. They're either going to take it or they're not. The worst thing they can do is say no. Then you come back and you negotiate and you get it at a price that both you and the seller can agree upon. You got to realize when people are having an estate sale or a garage sale, sometimes they're begging you to take away their items so they don't have to put them back up in the attic, or they don't have to take them to a dumpster and throw them away, or they got to take them to Goodwill and donate them. So I always, as a general rule, if something costs more than $10, I always offer half price. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. If the person feels offended, I'm really sorry, but you got to start somewhere. And if I see an item that's, let's say, $50 and I ask for $25 and the lady says, no, I'm really sorry, I have to get full price for my items, I simply walk away. I won't look at another item they have because I'm not going to pay full price at a garage sale for anything. So that's the story. Thanks for tuning in. You can check out my eBay store. It is definitely a maybe. Definitely a maybe. Check it out right now. And always do like me. Buy low, sell high. And if you like this video, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.